What's up, guy and girl players of World of Warcraft? This is Tarou, aka Tarou, and in this video I'll be showing you what to do after you hit level 80. For more free gold profession leveling and WoW guides, check out my website at tarouwowguides.com. In this video, I'll be going over some different ways of how to obtain gear among other things once hitting level 80. Some things in this guide might not be helpful to veteran players since it's geared towards fresh level 80s. Getting started, you'll want to first head to your class trainer and learn all the new skills possible. If you have dual spec, make sure you learn skills for your off spec as well. Also make sure you're spec'd appropriately, you have the right talents, glyphs, and you have a basic understanding of how to play your character in a raid or dungeon. Soon you'll be able to find this info on my website. Once you've got all that situated, you can start getting your character some gear. Start off by checking to see if Wintergrasp is about to start. If it is, queue up for it. Once you get ported into Wintergrasp, pick up all the quests. Wintergrasp is one of the quickest ways of getting honor. Not only do the quests reward honor, but they also reward Stonekeeper shards which can be exchanged for honor tokens. It's also pretty fun to play with a lot of PvP chaos to enjoy. Don't worry too much if you get owned. You're fresh to 80 and likely in some pretty whack gear compared to others. Just try to have fun, survive, and get your quests completed. After the battle finishes and your team wins, you can try finding a group for VOA. Go to any group willing to take you. Remember, your gear is horrible, so if a leader is nice enough to let you in, stay quiet and be as helpful as possible. If you're lucky, you can pick up some easy PvP and PvE epics. If you have horrible luck like me, you'll walk away with only emblems. Either way, it's well worth it. From there, you can choose which path you want to take for gear by queuing up for random battlegrounds or random dungeons. I like to mix it up and do both. Even if you never plan to PvP, the gear is good enough to raid with until you replace it. It's much better to get made fun of for wearing epic PvP gear in a raid than for wearing blues or greens. Try picking pieces of gear that will give you the largest upgrade or will be the most difficult to replace. Once you get a decent gear set going, you'll want to start gemming and enchanting your gear with at least the rare gems and lower tier level enchants. If you have any problems with making gold, I have tons of guides on my website to help you with that. After you get all your gear situated, you can start looking for raids. The easiest place to start is with the weekly raid quest located in Dalaran. This week's was Lord Jaraxxus and Trial of the Crusader. Typically, no one checks gear for weekly raid quests unless it's Icecrown Citadel. Since your gear is likely horrible, you can do both 10-man and 25-man to try and get some gear and emblems without the worry of leaders being too picky. If you're even more lucky, you can get a group that actually wants to finish the whole instance. But don't count on this as it's pretty rare. Places like TOC are awesome to full clear since the gear is good and it's an easy 15 emblems. Every day you'll want to follow some sort of routine until you get enough gear to raid Icecrown Citadel. Start by queuing up for a random dungeon. Before the queue pops, you'll want to make sure you have your helm enchant's reputation tabbered. For casters, Kirin Tor's helm enchant is the typical choice, but yours may be somewhere else. I'll list out the different ones on my website. Alright, back to dungeons. WoW's random dungeon queue system is a great way to start getting gear since the queues aren't terribly long on most servers and you get bonus emblems. If you're a healer or tank, they are almost instant. While you wait, it's a good idea to check the auction house for any cheap pieces of gear you can buy. I'll grab these cheap epic gloves to replace the ones I have. I wouldn't spend too much on crappy gear though since you'll be replacing it very quickly if you plan to raid or PvP. At this point, you shouldn't worry about PvP gear unless you plan to PvP, and instead focus on running random dungeons and the Icecrown heroic dungeons Forge of Souls, Pit of Saran, and Halls of Reflection. Make sure to start the Icecrown heroic dungeon questline in Dalaran or the instance so you'll be able to get some extra frost emblems and unlock the preceding dungeons. Each of the Icecrown heroic dungeons have decent eye level 232 gear, are pretty easy to do, and well worth your time. Next, you can start getting in PUG raids for Icecrown Citadel and looking for a decent guild who raids ICC 10 and 25-man every week. Unless you get into a good guild or extremely lucky, don't expect to down too many bosses in the first few weeks at 80. It's cool though, you're just trying to get to a decently geared level and shouldn't expect to be downing the Lich King anyway. Finally, after a few weeks of grinding raids and heroic dungeons, You should have enough gear to be advancing through Icecrown Citadel content, and maybe even sketchily downing Sindragosa in 25-man. You never know. Well, that's it for this gearing out your fresh level 80 guide, and I hope you liked it. Please subscribe today and visit TarouWowGuides.com for more free WoW guides. Thanks for watching. Now go! Tell me a funny or dumb raiding story in the comments section below. For me, it's the time I was left in an ice tomb to die. Not cool, guildies, not cool.